that, could Barats work, or does it have to be Fredrin?
Oh my god, it's Yaoi's mom!
Oh, wow.
An Indo all the way from the Philippines. Shout out to W Mom support here
W
for
Mom.
Yaoi.
Hi, Mom.
That's so
Hi, what?
I
nice
mean,
to see.
Yaoi's mom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Typo.
That was insane. Well, let's hope that Yaoi can perform right now, make a show happen. Because so as of right now, it seems like they're going for a lot of card control, and they have denied the Martis and the Grok all the card control immunities that come to mind. But for Aura, they offer the Akai another option that can cancel out the crowd control, but that's a very long cooldown skill compared to the Moral Coil and the Power of Nature. So let's see if RRQ just goes for this like pick-off heavy strat.
I think it's a safe option to go for, right? No Martis, anti-CC, so he can go for, let's see if, okay, he goes for the Clint. Now this is where it all comes down to Aura. It all comes down to what they think. They were trying to bait out the Brody. The Clint showed up, so no Brody, but they still want to force the Cho.
Man, the Cho, huh?
Yeah.
Is there a potential for us to see another like Cho Rome split push situation right here? Because the team fight is looking absolutely brutal, man. I'm not sure if I would want to participate in any kind of team fight against RRQ's composition right now.
I don't know. I mean, with Clint, is Cho still a viable option to go for? It's not as simple anymore against the Clint.
Right, against any kind of mobility, the Cho will definitely have some struggles. The fact that there's built-in crowd control as well.
Yeah, that.
And crazy peel. Remember, there's a Minotaur export Barats Vexana.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't go for it.
Tigreal though. Wow, okay.
All right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The final form of both of these teams. Carry, Nova, Paquito, Kai. Okay, how are these side lanes looking?
The side lanes, the carry we've seen be very successful,
Against
especially
Clint,
in the laning
even?
phase. I do think that maybe she won't be able to bully the Clint, but she can definitely last in the lane without getting bullied out of the lane too often. And on the other side, it's a Paquito against an X-Borg. I think that one's a bit tougher. Because, you know, we all know how annoying an X-Borg can be, and that could be where RRQ are trying to make plays happen. Because the jungle, it's a Barats. It's not that kind of mobile, playmaking kind of hero. At least not in the early game. If you look at the scores right here, 6.0 lineup rating for RRQ, but Aura, they have the better counter rating. So we'll see if that stat once again indicates anything, Mirko.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see the Kingdom up against the Dragons. Will they still be the King Slayers, Aura, from Season 10, or will the Kingdom rise up with their shoulders to go and slay the Dragons?
That's the question. That is the ultimate question here. And this is going to be the first time we see RQ Hoshi back at MPL ID Season 13. And it looked like you're right. I mean, you brought up to the point of the indexes, right? It felt like early game to mid, RQ. Late game, RQ. So where does Aura come into play here as Yaoi's getting heavily punished here with the damage coming in from Octa and Brusco?
I think the only real advantage Aura will have is if they go for again a split push situation, and now they have an Akai, they have a Tigreal, they have a carry, all very mobile, all with slows of their own, and they have the Novaria to try and help with the scouting, with the poking as well. It doesn't seem like it's a team fight composition, but if they're not careful and RRQ gets ahead, then they will be the one dictating where the fights happen, and if there's going to be any space to even start split pushing.
All right. Around here already marching down on the bottom side. Skylar, is he going to get it?
Arashi, no purifies at all for both teams.
But that's a very bold maneuver, because there's still a great chance that Aura can actually go for a big engage with the Tigreal, with the Akai as well. There's a lot of ways they can flank with the Paquito even. So for RRQ to not bring any purifies, that's definitely a bold maneuver. But they do have a Minotaur, and they do have the X-Borg that can kind of scout out and be that sacrificial hero. So maybe that they're thinking that, okay, we can get away without doing it, but it might cost them.
Let's hope, right? Because on paper, it sounds easier said than done, but if Aura Fire is able to make things messy, that's where an RRQ can actually be faced with a problem here. Irad already on the turtle. against Gugun. They're both at the same level.
Heavy spin ready, Denton is welcome, but it's Gugun who wins it out with the heavy spin. Now bringing Rad all the way back right now. Xiaoi's gonna be able to find an implosion on the 2. Bringing it back again with a knock-up. Octa flickers forward. Oh, Aran with a dive to the back and a knockout strike that knocks 2 out and even more. In that mid lane river, a 1-for-1. Aran still looking for Irad. It was as he was over chasing Yaoi. Yehezkiel helping him out, but a dinosaur is a bit too tanky. And for Aura, they'll just walk out with a big victory.
Man, what a terrible outcome for RRQ right there. They have the fighters, they have all the tools, right? The combo, the level 4 power spike, and the extra manpower from the Eternal Guard. And yet they get flanked and their backline just gets decimated. And that is just not how you want this early game to play out. Looking at the emblems right here, a lot of vitalities on the side of RRQ. So they're attempting to withstand a lot of punishment. But then afterwards, I think you have to look at Skylar with the Rupture, with the Weapon Mastery and the Quantum Charge. He's fully intending to just scale up and delete all the members of Aura later on in the game with those items.
That's the thing, right? If Aura Fire can make things messy for RRQ, that's when they shine. Talent prediction, I did not go for Aura though.
Oh.
I went RRQ 2-1.
I also didn't go for Aura.
Really?
Liar.
No,
You
I
went
did,
for Aura.
because-
You're getting called out on live television.
That means, you know, the other side. Anyways, for Aura, is Aran finally Araning? Did he finally find the angle to attack?
Well, that flank from Aran was definitely devastating, so RRQ will definitely be looking to try and counter that in the next fight. But for now, it's still pretty even. It seems like both teams are just kind of farming around, waiting for the next play. And in a way, that kind of benefits Aura, because they have a combo of their own. They have the Akai for the neutral objective secure, and they have the Novaria for when things are not static or dynamic, rather, in the lanes.
Aura's already setting up here. I remember Irad has had an amazing performance on the Retributions, but with Gugun and his heavy spin, I wonder if he can make that a little bit more favorable to his odds.
He needs to time the death as welcome. Brusco with a flicker early there. Heavy spin going to be used up, but Octa is the one who wins it with the Eternal Guard. Now is the implosion onto 2. Oh, 3 with the help of the Astral Echo hitbox. 3-man knockup, but it's Yaoi who ends up dying. Aran as well. Now jumping on the Dawn. A good flicker out from the knockout strike as he gets sniped down. Aran flickers out to safety in that bush. Very low. Gets a double jab to get out, and Aura are able to get something back at least in that team fight.
That was a back and forth situation right there, but fortunately for RRQ, Octa of all people secures a turtle. You have to wonder how that's going to play out in the next turtle fight, but once again, they're showing that the combo does exist, and if everyone clumps up like that, if they're not caught off guard with a big flank, then they have success. But Skylar is going to get chunked out, and that's going to be a recurring pattern, so his team better prepare for that.
Yeah, Syndrome or Yehezkiel has been quite on point with those meteors, man. Earlier on, he was able to get a kill. Now being able to make Skylar sweat a little bit in that gold lane, but that was a good performance coming from Octa, I think.
For sure. I mean, staying the turtle definitely swung the balance even further towards his team, but now Brusco is getting pushed away. It seems like Aura are going all in on this play. Can RRQ counter it though?
Yeah, no flicker on Brusco, so there's no real threat of that initiation over, and they are able to utilize this range advantage for Yehezkiel to constantly just poke. Gugun securing that gold buff, getting level 9 here as we are approaching the last turtle. Irad poke down, not going to utilize the Detona's welcome yet.
You have to take notice about the itemization though. Brusco seems to have rushed the flask of the Oasis. It's going to be massive in the next skirmish, next objective contest, next team fight. Unless Aura can try and burn out that passage before the the turtle even spawns. 5 seconds to go, and it seems like Aura does have the map control for it.
We'll see. Both junglers again, same level, same odds right now. But Yaoi,
Flicker instantly, no hesitation, even to cancel on the jump. Brusco though, 2-man Meteor's Fury right now. The heavy spin is going to be able to pin Octa down for Aran to deal enough damage to take him down. Now Yaoi caught in the last insanity, going to be burnt down and melted. Kabuki in the back with the ultimate, forcing Skylar to get out, and Aran is able to execute. Now Skylar, no flicker, he used it earlier. Kabuki able to maneuver away from it. Aran bringing Irad back, no Detonas, welcome to save him now. Oh, and it's Kabuki who they give the gold to. It's a free turtle and an all-out win for the Dragons.
Wow, turtle slain here by Gugun, making Irad a complete non-factor in that neutral objective trade. As it looks like Aura Fire going in. Orad with the flanks.
My lord, Eternal Guard from Octa, though, the famous baits that we were hyping right before the game, and he does it again against Aran.
I was just about to say that the Aran effect is in full effect, but then he gets taken out. Now there's a bit more momentum for RRQ, but they cannot take fights like that, man. They usually get ahead when they are the ones who are aggressing, when they are the ones who dictate what happens. Right there, Yawi just took control over from RRQ and just wrestled it away for his team. That can be the main setting point. Brusco maybe might have to be a bit more aware, might be more prepared to just instantly counter-engage on that, because otherwise it's looking to be the same situation again.
Right now, Aran just picks up the Malefic Roar. So when he goes in for those backdoor engages that looked a little hasty earlier on, it actually might just work with the amount of damage and penetration he now has. And I think he was riding the wave on that euphoria.
For sure. If he can get that full damage build and be an absolute menace, one-shot in the backline, RRQ, they're very backline reliant, man. The frontliners have a lot of utility built in, but not the best of damage. And to make things worse, Yeskiel has finished his Lightning Truncheon, so if the backline gets hit by the Astral Sphere, that's nothing to scoff at. As we take a closer look at the items right here, already a Heptasis and an Endless Battle built in for Skylar though. So against the backline, again, if he can get to them, that's a lot of true damage, that's a lot of burst. But Kabuki himself already has a Thunderbelt, and he's going for the Golden Staff already, so that passive is gonna shred the front line even more, even though Irad already has an anti-Quiros.
This is the first time we've actually seen Clint being played at MPL ID Season 13. And him being so far behind Kabuki, 1,000 gold. Is he still a viable pick, Clint?
I think it depends on the situation, because he is behind, but so is the rest of the team, right? It's not really a fair judgment to just, write off the hero just because, the game isn't going in their way. Was it the late game damage though, where the AoE might swing the damage numbers in favor of Skylar compared to Kabuki, that single target?
And both of these teams, they're now focusing on the next neutral objective. That Lord is very low.
Implosion onto 2, Yawi, beautifully done. Aran in the back as well. It's only Irad up front. He used the Detonator's Welcome for the anti-CC, but he still loses out to the Retri of Gugun. In MDL, his name was King Gugun, and he's certainly showing that king that he has removed from his name.
He's trying to show that king factor against the kings. That is poetic. And man, we keep talking about Aran, but look at what he did in that previous fight, man. He came in, he just found a path through the jungle. And for RRQ, they gotta start rationing the crowd control, man. They use a lot of the spells already to try and get a lead, get an advantage in the setup. But then when they used everything, including the Terrify that Octa has in that Vexana, that's where Aran strikes. He knows that the peeling tools have been expended.
I thought it was a preemptive move though by Octa, bringing down the Eternal Guard just as the implosion hit.
I think the Eternal Guard being put early on works, but then the first skill he needs to save, or vice versa. If he wants to use the first skill, then he needs to save that Eternal Guard, because otherwise, what are you going to do when someone jumps on you?
That's true,
You just have to walk backwards.
All right, non-factor. And now Aura, they're sitting at a 6,000 gold lead. A Lord is marching down in the top side, going to be cleared down very quickly by Skylar, but it looks like Aura Fire is going to be able to get that mid-side turret.
You're able to get 2 tier 2s as well on the side. Don hasn't been able to really melt these frontliners down. Oh, Retri by Irad and Gugun, but it's Kabuki who gets it. Very interesting interaction there. 2 Retris and their marksmen.
80 seconds to go though until the next Lord, and RRQ for the most part, now they're really feeling it. You're seeing how they're moving, right? Skylar and Octa always sticking near Brusco, just in case Aran shows up out of nowhere. So the bush control definitely favors Aura, and if RRQ tunnels too hard onto Aran, then Yawi has a chance to make the plays happen. Gugun has a chance to get a huge pin.
And Kabuki is just going to be so free to deal out that damage. He's already #1 in gold, so he's fed 201 KDA so far on this carry. A hero that we can't really say is a comfort hero for him, right? I think
Carry? No, I think I think it might be quite like, it's not a bad pick for him, I think. Yesterday, he wasn't able to pull on Bruno.
Bruno, exactly. And then Claude was his comfortable pick.
Yeah,
But
but
he's picked up carry, so is there,
if
can
you
say
remember
improvement?
SBS,
Oh, true.
he did outplay Blacklist
true,
with
true.
the
Carry.
carry. So again, when I'm thinking about the carry, it's kind of like conflicting right now. I don't know if it
You're
is a
right.
comfort pick. We have seen him perform on it. So far, he is performing on it. We'll see the outcome of this game.
I think it's safe to say that he knows his way around the hero, but whether or not it's a signature pick, I think we have to wait and see, especially with it rising now in the meta. It wasn't nearly as popular back then, a couple seasons ago. Now with the Lord back up, Aura just has all the setup advantage right there. Already controlling the bush, and this is where the Novaria, like we said earlier, can just check out everyone.
Oh, Irad walks up. Daytona's welcome. Oh, he does not get it, though. He gets knocked up and shredded instead. Now Brusco pinned down. Octus trying to save him. Puts in the Eternal Guard. Doesn't connect. Yaoi still has the Implosion, still has the Flicker. But RRQ, they disengage instantly. They know what was coming for them.
They tried. They were pinned to a wall. And that was what they went for. They tried to go for 50-50 steal. But the fact is, Irad was 2 levels below Gugun at that point. So it was very unlikely.
It's a desperate steal attempt. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Now with the Lord, Aura has a lot of sieging potential and a lot of ways to fake out an engage and bait out spells from RRQ. And if RRQ bites on it, then that could really be the end of it. This early on, I think it is still possible.
Octa just picked up the Divine Glaive though.
It just means a lot more damage, especially for the front line. Before, it's only Skylar and Octa that... it's only the front line that can really absorb it, but now even the front lines are gonna feel that sting a lot more.
They successfully defended that inhibitor turret. Another wave is crashing though. Dawn, I don't think he's going to be able to clear that out as fast as he wants to. So it does fall to the hands of Aura.
The fact that
free one.
that earlier on, like, Dawn was sacrificing himself a lot for the better of the team again and again, means that he's quite far behind, man. Usually we see an X-Borg and he can just stay in the front, be a bit more risky, and be kind of impudent with his positioning, but not Dawn. Seems like he's, at every turn, just punished for moving up and forced to back away constantly.
What do you think about his performance so far, actually?
Dawn? I think he's been just doing his thing, you know, hasn't really done anything too special, but again, that's not his fault. I feel like right now, if you look at the drafts, I've been pondering, I've been looking at the whole like draft the last few seconds, and it just looks like an AP Bren draft, does it not? It's, well, they did get Bren, so it makes sense. So my question is now, is it an execution problem? Because this feels like a draft that we have seen many times before. The Clint in the gold lane for Super Marco, for AP Bren. The Flap TZ, XP, X-Borg as well. Let's take a look at the replay to maybe dissect if it was an execution problem, if it was a disconnect.
Well, this is just Irad going in for the steal solo, then Brusco getting stuck there, but Octa bails him out with a Terrify, zoning away with the Eternal Guard. So, if they want to make plays like that, I think it's still valid. They do have AoE combos, you know, but again, they have to be the aggressors, they have to be proactive with it, and they have to go together as a team, because one by one, that really favors Aura, because if you look at their composition, Kabuki, single target damage, Yehezkiel, for the most part, the Astrosphere, single target damage, Aran as well. So they have a lot of ways to pick up one person, but if everyone is swarming them at the same time, especially the backline, it's a lot easier said than done.
So you think it's chemistry problem from
Could
RRQ?
be. Ooh, an execution issue. Might be a problem as well. Right now we see the hand cam of King Gugun, or just Gugun now. Irad's trying to open up this space with the stack. He has those big guy stacks, but look at Dawn. No Faraga armor already, all of them revealed. And you can see Yaoi with the conceal. He's finally spotted, but it's already a Lord taken for free by Gugun. Absolutely well played in the macro division. The slow push up top, every forced error executed very well by Aura.
10,000 gold lead for Aura right now.
I feel like the only real silver lining is the fact that Skylar is one item away, and the Clint damage late game can make a big difference, but he doesn't have a Purify, and he's up against an Akai, a Paquito, and a Tigreal, right? There's so many ways that Aura can shut down RRQ if their game plan is literally just to bank on Skylar outputting damage. We'll see what happens as the Lord comes in and Aura is managing the waves pretty well. Again, they have great siege.
Karuki, a little bit of damage. And the bottom, Yowie! With an implosion onto 3. Venus Fury onto 2 again, but Kabuki already got the space enough to burst them down. What an initiation, what a set. But it's RQ who wins out with the backline damage dealer in Skylar. Free hitting Aran, dashes forward, it's a bait with a flicker. Now Aran baited in, but he has a flicker also to get out. Also that immortality, they've cracked open 2 base turrets, 1 left in the bottom lane. Astral Echo again onto Brusco, but RQ have defended. Is this the power spike? Is this the turn?
It was just a big engage, but unfortunately for Yaoi, it's a 3-man implosion, but Skylar wasn't involved in that. And when they were cutting backwards, you saw Aran and Gugun just try and make the plays happen, try to build on the amazing initiation, but that's where the crowd control comes in. Octa was able to survive, and the Terrify, the knockout from the Eternal Guard, really swung the fight in favor of RRQ. So now they are closer, but they're still at an 8k gold disadvantage. So it's a great start if they were trying to mount a comeback, but there's a long way to go from here.
It's beautiful foresight. That's all I can say. That was beautiful foresight from both Skylar and Octa. Sure, Octa got caught, but he was still able to flicker out in time. And Aran will be able to get that away from Irad. That's a low blow, bro. That's a low blow.
Yeah, he was hiding in the bush, right? You would expect the boxer to just stand in front and go 50-50, but no. He's a cheeky boxer. He's a street boxer.
He's a street boxer.
Streets.
That's the Aran that all the Aura fans are just hoping to show up, right? The Aran that dares to go in risky situations, knows his exit plans, takes away resources away from RRQ. This is the Aran effect in full swing. But we'll see if that can last though.
That's the thing. Octa just picked up a holy crystal.
Look at the damage dealt.
That's insane.
The Heskill.
Where is Octa?
Who hurt you? Number 5.
Number 5.
All the way down. At this point, he is very much utility.
It's the poke coming in from Yeheskiel, right? And he has been landing his shots. And that's the problem now for RQ. Like, just as they're trying to go for a setup, they're already caught a little low. It gets chaotic. And that's exactly what Aurafire wants. A chaotic RRQ, something that isn't systemized to be able to land in those CC combos that Aura has.
The big issue for RRQ right now as well is deciding who exactly is supposed to be in the front, who's supposed to get information and survive. Because I think initially it's supposed to be Dawn on the Xborg. That's usually who we see sacrifice, but Irad has been just walking up right here, taking some damage, and he's very immobile, so this becomes a dangerous situation.
Yaoi. Conceal in the back now onto Irad. Jumping forward, Death is welcome, implosion. Gonna be cancelled, munched up, but Irad gets melted down. Oh, 2-man stun onto Kabuki! He's able to dash away, Yaoi's still there, Gugun securing the Lord. Around with the flank right now, as that's gonna be Skylar still in the base, waiting and clearing the waves. RRQ did not have the same vision for how that fight was going to go. They did not have any follow-up. That was already really good on Kabuki.
If they followed up on that play, man, the 2-man stun, maybe with a bit more damage, they could have done something, but Skylar wasn't around. So there's no way they're going to take that fight and risk it. And now with the Lord marching in, can Aura end?
5-man, Astral Echo. Dawn pinned down right there as Kabuki makes quick work of that Faraga armor, but it is all a distraction for the Lord to be taken down. Bottom lane, pushing in, shoved in, but Kabuki doesn't have a lot of range, and they're still going to be able to defend these one base turret and keep staying alive. 20 minutes in. Wow.
But it's the right base turret.
It is the right base turret. It's the one in the side lane.
It's the far lane. But that's it, right? The setup coming in from Aurafire, because Aran has been so annoying. Have you seen him? He's just constantly pushing in that top lane. Skylar forced to deal with it. And now he picks up a new item.
Skylar? Got the great Dragon Spear, because now he knows he's going to get chased down. He's the only real threat that Aura has their eyes on. And he is forced to just itemize for so many things right here. He needs some magical defense. He needs some physical defense. Yeheskiel and Aran is a deadly combo, man. Physical and magical damage, they can both one-shot your backline. So Skylar has a lot of issues to deal with himself. And on top of that, he needs to try and find windows here to really carry the game. There's only one turret left. I think for RRQ, they just have to try and maybe play some mind games, man. Because if they just wait it out, it's just gonna be another siege yet again.
All right, Yaoi's already in place. What about the items here, Rashi? Does anything stand out?
Well, there's no real blade armor, actually. I would assume that, especially with a carry, there's going to be a blade armor being built for someone on the side of RRQ, but that isn't around. Of course, everyone else is building defense, but for Iran in particular, he has the Radiant armor, but you have to keep in mind that now it doesn't stack instantly. There's cooldowns before adding each stack, so it doesn't stack instantly up to 6 stacks anymore. So it takes a while to ramp up. So Yeskill is definitely going to be doing a lot of damage to him still.
Yeskill 109 KDA so far. One of the weak links highlighted by a lot of people, but he's been performing quite well here. Very, very consistent, reliable as well. That constant damage coming through definitely is one of the deterrents that RRQ Hoshi are currently facing. And Yaoi is still in the same position as he was. How many seconds ago? Maybe even a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, kind of reminds you of a setter like Chaknu, the guy who would sit in the bush for 3 minutes on Kufra just to conceal and find an angle, or someone like Beloyski even at M5 on the TIG, rotating across the map just to circle around.
And luckily he can do that, because Yeskill can open up the map and look for the information that is normally processed in by the roamer.
And on top of that, RRQ, even if they do catch, let's say, Aran or Gugun in the jungle, it's not like they have any meaningful catch to try and punish that, right? Everyone has very short amounts of engage. It seems like their whole plan was to just counter-engage, but Aran runs into the Minotaur. But it seems like it's going to be a free Lord, man.
Yaoi with the conceal. Astral Echo already. Yaoi in the back right now. Implosion is going to be ready, but Irad pops into Deathness Welcome, so it's only just a bait. And Irad has already used the Deathness Welcome. That's it. They're going to get the free Lord because of a flank that was only a feint.
The mind games. What is going on?
I can see what's going on in the face of Arashi. Looks pretty disappointed, looks pretty sad that this is happening, but Aura, so far, outclassing RRQ.
We'll have to see. I mean, yeah, there's not much you can say about that. At this point, with Aura having all the cards, right, all the engages, knowing when to start the fights, having all the intel coming in from Yeskill as well, RRQ are just forced to play reactive, and if they do mount a comeback, it's gonna be built on the back of a mistake from Aura. I feel like at this point, that's the only way to put it, because it's not like Brusco is about to do a random Minion Fury Flicker combo.
It's a 4-man, 5-man actually. Dawn losing all of the Firaga armor. Gugun in the front right now.
Kabuki.
What? Irad just gets deleted. Gugun, winner, Truncheon. And Immortality, he buys it. Minutes Fury on 2-3. Earlier, Irad's still going to be deleted off of the Land of Dawn. Gugun still has it. Aran jumps in with a nature. Now, oh no, he shoves him back away from the Astral Spear. That should have connected. The winner Truncheon is being bought left and right. That's going to be Aran still surviving in the side of Skylar. Looks for the last hit. Finds it. Yaoi loses his life. And Aura, once again, cannot finish in this game. 25 minutes in. RRQ, no base turrets. But with a breath of life, Skylar gets shot. An Astral Meteor now. Skylar wants to look for a play here, but he has to be careful. That's another Astral Recall and a shot. Oh, that would have killed him. Skylar dodges.
Okay, enough. Yeskill, come on. All right, 3-2 for 1 trade in favor of RRQ as they were able to defend it. And look at the tides completely turn. RRQ on their opposite arc, looking for a base turret. But they still can't. They don't have any minions.
And you see that Gugun walked up and retreat the cannon minion to ensure that tower just stands that much longer. 20 seconds to go, and I feel like right now is where RRQ needs to try and look for a fight, even though they have no engage whatsoever, man. This is their period, their window to try and get something with a member's advantage, but they can't do it. Aura just backs away, waits for the backup, and now it's back to the same situation. And with Aran in the picture, there's no way RRQ can force Aura into a fight. They have to wait yet again for the fight to happen in the base, where their counter-engage composition can really take root.
And if that happens, that's it. That's over, right? I mean, 26 minutes in already, the death timers are enough to make one mistake, GG.
Yeah.
That's it. It's getting so much more intense now. But no way.
He did it. Yeskill did it. 10 and 10. If you look at his score, 1-0 and 10.
Wow.
Ouch.
That's
4,000 gold lead.
That's a great stat to have. Now RRQ, once again, pulled away by the split push, by the Iran effect, I think they might just let it go. If they want to risk it, this is going to be a huge risk. They risk getting backdoored, and they also risk the straight out losing right here without being able to catch the more prior members from the side of Aura. I think they might just have to let it go.
Let's see. I mean, Dawn is giving information. Irad's already on standby, but Yawi too.
Dawn losing the Faraga armor, getting shot down again. No Faraga armor. Irad now has been delegated the job to open up this side of the map. Skylar earlier was able to get a good shot on Aran, but he's still slow pushing that mid and the top side. He's always just staying out of the vision pocket. So that RRQ will be constantly thinking, where is this Paquito? Are they flanking? Yawi as well, doing the same thing.
Both.
Gogun is holding on to the Lord. Irad taking control.
Are they going for
They
it?
want to commit right now. Paquito's up top already in vision. Irad versus Gogun, but it's Yehezkiel
What?
who finds it. Now it's Irad who falls to Kabuki, and Yawi finds an implosion to bring them back. Say goodbye to Brusco, say goodbye to Irad. The two imports taken down by Aura now, and only the Indonesians left to defend. Don Skylar and Octa.
They have the wave clear. They have the wave clear. Do they have enough firepower in them to defend this? The Lord is already marching in that mid side. Brusco and Irad, their main frontliners are gone. Yehezkiel's already going in. Gugun, Yawi, they're looking for their timing.
Oh, Yehezkiel, what? He walks up, loses his life, but it's all just a bait right now. As Kabuki will stay targeted with Nature and the Lord. They needed a miracle to defend that, and they won't be able to create one. Aura secures game one over the Kings of Kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eterna is grinning at me.
No, I'm not. Liar. But wow! What an unexpected turn of events.
A bit of an upset.
It is an upset.
Yes.
I mean, did you see the predictions? It was like 90% something RRQ.
That's every RRQ match.
That's true. That's the Kingdom fans for you. Whew. But even personally,
Yeah.
I thought it would have been RRQ to win that.
It makes sense to say that after yesterday's performance against Dewa for Aura. Now the question is, are Dewa just that good?
It might just
Or did
be.
Aura underperform yesterday? Or did RRQ underperform? There's a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. One more potential game to go to decide if Aura goes for a clean sweep or if RRQ are going to go for reverse sweep.
This guy's gonna go ball and
Yeah, this
Aura
guy
wins.
says-
I don't. Hey, they're 1-0 up, my friend. I don't know
Can
if you
I
want
do
to still be
the
smiling.
honors? I'd love to do the honors if you'd let me.
Live on stream.
IRL.
Okay.
Let's go.
Whew. That was an insane, intense game. Is it the longest one so far in Season 13?
Yeah. Last longest one was Alter Ego Rebellion, 26 minutes, and that did pass 26 minutes, right?
Believe so. Man, that was, again, a valiant effort from RRQ, but Aura, in that game, in a way outdrafted and outclassed them in the execution as well. So, full props, man. What can you say?
I just love the mind games that was happening because earlier on it was Yawi gets a really good implosion onto Irad, and then Irad knows that Yawi's gonna do that, so he uses the Daytona's Welcome to get out of the implosion. But then Yawi knows that Irad knows that he's gonna use the Daytona's Welcome to get out of his implosion. So it's actually a bait, and then Irad knows that Yawi knows that Irad knows. So there's like, did you notice the mind game happening between both of them?
Yeah, a lot of feints.
For sure.
A lot
Right?
of feints. So many feints.
It was fun.
Back
I
and forth,
enjoyed it.
back and forth. Did you enjoy it? I wonder why you enjoyed it.
No, it was. I like the mind games.
It
Rashi
was
helped
impressive.
me.
It was impressive, and I did call it out. If they bite on those feints, man, it's pretty much over. There's just so many playmaking tools available for Aura, and they're showing again that if you give them the right tools, they can outplay. They can play amazing games.
Definitely, definitely. It's nice to see the morale back, right? Because people were worried Aura losing that game yesterday against Dewa United, like the first of their season, with so many expectations. And we didn't know how Aran was going to perform. We didn't even know how Yehezkiel was going to perform. But they both performed spectacularly, and we finally get Aran back on his signature pick, the Paquito. Aran being Aran, causing so many problems for RRQ.
Just straight up, the Aran effect. Going in with a lot of damage. And I think he just found the right balance. Call it maybe ring rust, we call it, right? When you haven't just been in the Land of Dawn for so long, you're kind of rusty on a lot of mechanics, a lot of decisions. It just seems to be sharpened up, right? He just knows, especially with the help of the Novaria, where are the enemies? What are they trying to do? Where do I need to be the most annoying person as possible? It all started in the early stages of the game right here, where insane engages being made from the side of Aura. And despite, again, having a lot more tools to try and pressure an objective fight, they just did not come out on top here. And it's rinse and repeat for fight number 2.
No offense to Aran, but I feel like Yehezkiel did enough there. So much damage. Well played by Yehezkiel. Shout out to him, personally. But for the rest of it, yeah, man, the combos, the Astral Echo, the Explosions, my goodness. This is the one time, though, that they actually did overextend.
Exactly. Skylar wasn't part of the initial catch. We said that he was the win condition. Then he's able to outplay with the Wind of Nature, with the flickers. And just like that, they were able to hold on just a bit longer. Same thing again right here, where everyone was just to go in, but the spacing, as you can see. And that is just unfortunate, man. Aran just knocking back Skylar with the knockout strike just saves him from the Astral Sphere. But it's only a matter of time, because unless RRQ do something really wild, if Aura just plays their textbook style, then they just come out on top. It's almost reminiscent of, what was it, Season 11 Aura? Where they just play textbook and patient, and eventually they just come out on top.
Yeah, watching highlights again, it becomes more clear that Yehezkiel definitely deserves that MVP in my books. Like, my God.
I would say
even
so.
got the lore too.
I agree.
What does Mans have to do? Shout out to Aran, though, because he also absolutely played that well. Always in the side lanes, always clearing it out.
He made Skylar a very big non-factor, honestly. In a lot of those team fights that RQ Hoshi eventually lost, but I don't know. Me, personally, he has skill too.
For sure. I think everyone from Aura really did what they needed to do, right? I think that's the main point right here. Because even if one of them really doesn't do their job descriptions, it's going to be a lot easier for RRQ to find some space to walk up a bit more aggressively. But the zoning, the intel game, the engage, and the counter engages were all on point. And it's all off the back of a great draft to make things even more difficult for RRQ. Because Aura can do almost anything, man. They can kite back, they can move forward. So we'll have to see. Especially with, there's still questions about Kabuki on the carry, but with a 6-0 score, I don't know if it's fair to use this game as a benchmark, but he is absolutely killing it.
Comfort.
That's all it takes.
That's all. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? I guess that's what happens when Kabuki is given a hero that he's comfortable playing with. Mechanically, he knows the ins and outs as well. Dude, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage, man.
That's an unreal amount of damage.
100% KP as well.
On the other
TP.
side, there's also 100% like KP, but it's not as impressive.
Definitely not. Oh my God.
To a degree.
100% KP, 231,780 damage dealt, total assist 12.
That's definitely something that RQ Hoshi needs to try and, you know, set up against, right? They tried to go for a very kite-heavy game plan, and I don't think it works out for them, especially against a team like Aura that likes to play that macro-heavy, intel-heavy situation. I think if they really want to try and turn this around, they got to go for something a bit more aggressive. And usually when we see that happen, when we see RQ having, you know, the Tigreal, for instance, or even the Akai, when they're the ones moving forward, I think they can definitely try and catch the backline members, because there are moments in that game where Aura makes mistakes too.
I know we're very big on giving chances and airtime, but I really would love to see Banana go head-to-head against Aran.
That would be a pretty good matchup.
Because they grew in kind of the same identity at some point. Banana Benedetta, that's how he plays it as well. Because when he plays, sometimes, I think it was you that was casting, you were like, this is a Aran cosplay.
Yeah. He's very adaptive in the way he takes the Benedetta. I think what makes him really impressive is how fluid he is on that Benedetta, the playstyle. Almost as fluid as GoPay, because you can pay for anything with GoPay.
Anything. I pay my bills, internet, water.
We actually just got snacks earlier from the cafe outside
That
with
as
GoPay.
well. GoPay. Literally everywhere they accept GoPay as payment.
And I got a cashback.
And cashbacks. There's a lot of promos as well. So if you need a ride, if you need food, if you need to pay your bills, you
Groceries,
need to buy
mobile data.
internet. Exactly.
Yep.
I also get my
Everything.
data on GoPay as well.
I actually bought some of the team's merch
With GoPay.
outside as
Wow.
well.
Wow.
This is facts, by the way. Seriously, there's a
Yeah,
merch
you
booth
should.
outside, and they have a code for GoPay, and it's just so simple.
It's so easy. All you need to do is top up in one app, and you can literally purchase anything.
Like
you
this?
don't need any other things. Exactly.
Can you purchase GoPay with GoPay?
Probably.
Most likely.
Probably.
How? Where? When?
OBS Gold.
Uh-huh.
Now.
Now? But it's coming soon.
But it's. You're right. If I could
I
buy it
know,
now.
I know.
I
Me
got
too.
too excited.
Me too.
But it turns out it starts
Don't worry.
on the 5th. No, is that the month?
It starts on
January,
May
February, March, April, May.
2024. Yes.
5 is a month, ladies and gentlemen, not the date. All right, May. Note that down. 2024. Check it out at ubslifestyle.com, UBS Lifestyle e-commerce. You can check out their social media at ubs.gold or at ubs.lifestyle. 5 May.
May.
It's a month.
We'll see, man. I mean, it's a great product for UBS. I think all their merch has always been pretty fancy with it.
Of course, you
It's
got
definitely
one.
a flex.
You got one. You got the
That's why I'm talking.
RQ coin. But oh, what are you drinking there?
What is that?
It's pretty good. What is that, Arashi?
I can't tell.
You can't tell?
Let's wait till Mirko finishes his drink because it's almost done. As always.
Get a little bit of ASMR
All right, buddy, what
in
was
there.
that?
A little bit more ASMR.
It's gone though.
Just like the hopes and dreams of RQ in game one.
Yo, come on.
Oh my god, it's high. Sorry, I said hi to high. That was.
Oh my god, it is high.
It is high.
Because
Casually
I was
walks up.
smiling at you, and then he walked past, and it looked like I was smiling at him, and then he was like, and I'm like,
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. He probably drank Point coffee as well. That's why he was so hyped after that game.
Served from 100% authentic Indonesian coffee beans by the trained baristas. Just well trained.
the best baristas in the business. You got your coffee, your fraps, and your other fresh drinks and legendary flavors that are always on point. Find Point Coffee at the nearest Innomart store. But you know, I don't drink coffee.
Wait,
I
what?
don't.
So,
I don't drink coffee.
but don't
But
worry.
that doesn't
though.
matter.
Point Coffee has a variety of different things as well. I know it's called Point Coffee, but you can
And they
also
wrote
get.
me a note. Did you get a note?
Mirko can't read.
Thank you.
You didn't get a note? Did you get a note?
Thank you. They just said thank you.
What did
Did
you
you
get a
say
note?
thank
They just said thank you.
Mine's be happy. I love you, Eterna.
Wow.
Just be happy. I guess they just want us to all be happy, but
No, they don't want me to
unfortunately-
be happy. They just want me to. Thank you. You're welcome. Point.
It's like, thank you for being the best caster in the world, Mirko.
Ooh.
If I was, then they would say, be happy.
I love you, Eterna.
Oh, okay. So Eterna here is making stuff up.
No, I'm not.
Don't worry, guys. We'll take a picture of this. You guys can take a look at the socials later.
Exposed!
But
Okay, okay.
Exposed!
Okay.
Now I feel a bit better about myself. Maybe I did something wrong to the barista, but no. Turns out it was just Eterna making stuff up. There's no I love you there. The
But
barista
you
doesn't
know-
love you. The barista just wants you to be happy, man.
This isn't made up though. These stats.
The damage
This
dealt to
previous
hero.
game recap. Arashi Hoshi.
Man, the difference in damage between Yehezkiel and Okta is just painful to witness, man. It's such a stark difference. And of course, one hero is a poke hero, the other one is a combo burst hero, but still, man, it's just such a stark contrast. And even when you come to gold, Skylar was able to actually catch up towards the end right there. But at that point, Kabuki has a full inventory slot, so it doesn't even matter anymore. It's all about the execution. It's all about the momentum. And Aura were able to just use everything at their disposal and get a decisive
CITB.
CITB, yes.
What does CITV mean again?
Cheffin's
oh,
in the building.
Chefin.
Seven's in the building.
Shout out Chefin. Hope you're doing good.
He's doing real good with... Not anymore.
Well,
You know, with that being said, do you think that RQ are gonna go for Vexana first pick again?
I think after failing in game 1 with the Vexana first pick, they might actually try to utilize some other strategies. Maybe the Vexana isn't the most prio of heroes.
But do you
with the
think
Nova.
Octa can perform as well
Oh, yeah,
without?
and everything except the
Vexana?
Lilia. I agree.
Oh, okay.
Well, I would argue that in that game on the Vexana, there were several moments, right, where we highlighted, his positioning was a bit off, his skill usage could be improved as well. So we'll see. I mean, it's definitely a hero that he can play, but maybe he's still keeping his cards close to his chest, man. But here's a stat.
The killing machine.
Skylar.
Skylar with the most amount of kills in MPL ID is season 12.
210
210
kills.
210 kills
Mm-hmm,
is the name of the game.
Is the name of the is the amount of kills?
Oh, yeah.
Not the name of the game, but
Like,
close enough. You know what that
Eterna, it's all the same.
It's all the same. Let's get into this game.
Oh, man!
Watch out, Mirko. You're just throwing blame. Oh!
Arashi,
Hey,
go
man.
away. You're so lame.
Oh!
Upon the edge.
I wasn't expecting that, Eterna. That was clean. That was massive.
Gotta admit, she's got
Okay,
game.
let's go, ladies and gentlemen, to the drafting phase of game number 2.
I
Here
will
presented to you
choose
by
my
the
own
official
path.
tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy. Now, Nolan, Ruby,
to drop
as well
the
as the
beat of the
Arlen,
flash.
going to be taken out of the board. Last time around, it was the Joy and the Guinevere not long after with Matilda. So right now, Joy is going to be next. I do not think that Matilda will be left open, personally.
Matilda left open here. I don't think so either. I think it just provides way too much utility. And especially for RRQ, I don't think they will want to risk it, because Aura has been the one that has been able to kite back and forth right here with the distance management. So Aura might feel a bit more experimental, but for RRQ, definitely not. But I guess you're reacting to the Claude ban, Eterna.
Yeah. What is that going to leave open?
Well,
Claude
hey,
taken out.
I wonder if Skylar might just pick up that carry now. Right? Since he's second pick,
Wait,
unless
there's-
Aura first picks it.
There's still one more ban.
I'm
Right?
assuming it's the
Guinevere, Matilda
The
is still
falling
open.
stars brought us
CC
here.
is also still on the table.
Oh, Novaria!
See, there you go. They're going to leave it open. They're going to go for the contest.
But wait a minute. If Aura picks up, let's say, a
Always on the
Gwyn,
way.
or Vexana, or a carry,
Matilda,
or Matilda,
bro.
now RRQ can pick 2 heroes that are prio, but to trade it for Matilda, I feel like that's very, very ambitious.
Matilda Yaoi?
That is scary, man. I think it's going to be a tough one for RRQ. If they want to try and get ahead here, they need to try and find heroes they can lock down long enough to ensure that the Matilda doesn't save members of Aura constantly.
So now I think it would work. Now I think that they can go for the Vexana as well as the Guinevere.
I think Guinevere will be a
Hope we'll
great
find a
pick
way,
right here, but
even when
okay,
we're
that's
waiting for
going
more.
to be the carry instead. They think it's that impressive. It sure can bully, but it depends on the opponent.
So now-
Brody's still open.
Exactly, right? Are they going to go for the Brody? Is Kabuki okay with that? But remember, the Guinevere is still open if they still want to go for it. It's still an option that they can go for.
If they both don't go for the Guinevere, I think it's going to be pretty interesting. But if Aura now goes for the Guinevere Matilda, that is just dangerous. But they don't go for it. They go for the Barats. That's an age-old combo, along with the Bruno early on, to ensure that the same thing doesn't happen to Kabuki, right? He doesn't get targeted in the second phase.
And remember the Matilda Barats combo, giving the Barats a little bit more movement speed and a little bit more leeway in these team fights, as well as the Bruno. This is going to be a huge factor. But Mirko, Yaoi, Matilda, what do you think?
He's very good on this hero too. I think Matilda is one of those enchanters, one of those healers that actually like isn't played like one of those healers. She's actually played kind of like a initiator. You want to be aggressive, you want to continuously scout. I think it's the kind of same, almost the same playstyle as something like a Hilda. It's a screening type of hero, and we all know how good the man is on something like a Hilda. I think M4, we did see that. The Hilda up against Blacklist International in the grand finals. And now we're gonna see basically kind of the same playstyle, but with Matilda, the most broken hero in the game. Based on ban and pick so far, 100%. The only one, I think, with Joy and Nolan.
And Nolan. Well, RRQ opted for the CC now. So again, not a EXP laner with a lot of engage, with a lot of crowd control to lock down the members of Aura. They banned away the Paquito, so it seems like they're doubling down on a team fight. But again, I do wish they would go for something that can really dictate when the fight happens, because especially against a Mathilda, especially against a Barats, they can be so tanky, they can take up so much time. I feel like they're gonna need it.
So what are you thinking? Minotaur?
Oh, Minotaur,
Not again?
it's a bit too passive, right? I think that's good for kiting
So
back.
heavy setup, Tigreal,
Something
Grok?
like a Tigreal. Something like a Tigreal or a Grok, I would prefer, but you know, Coach Vren has his visions.
Rocks need no protection.
Take up against the Bruno Mathilda. Not a big fan, honestly. The Grok makes a bit more sense, I think, for me. For Brusco, I'm trying to think of other heroes too right now for Brusco, for RRQ in general. The Baksha ban already from Aura. They're trying to limit the junglers from Irad. Already with Nolan Joy banned away by RRQ. This has actually put Irad in a really, really bad spot. I think the next ban could just be something like a Martis, to one of the only heroes who can actually like face off against this heavy CC. The Akai would be the only one left open for Irad if they do ban the Martis.
That's true. There's some history here for Dawn. Again, you missed it. These are his accolades. Not my mistake there, but most recently, MDL in just season 8 second place, so definitely knows his way around the land of Dawn. But it's gonna be the Expo RRQ are trying to ban out to ensure that if they grab someone, he does get taken out for sure.
Martis doesn't get banned out here though. It's Fanny. So RQ, they do still have the opportunity to pick that up. Unless they want to leave it later on, as, you know, Aura Fire's already picked up the Barret. So your money's on Minotaur.
Yeah,
and Minotaur it is.
It was hovered over already, the Minotaur.
I didn't see it, so I would have just applauded your...
Why are you peeking, Mirko?
I gotta be honest with you.
bro.
I'm not peeking. The cameraman is, man. I'm just watching the screen, man. It's my job. But with the Minotaur pickup now, I understand it, right? There's the Mathilda, the Barras, they want to go in. The Minotaur kind of stops them. Backline at least from jumping in, but Aura can very easily just pick up. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was about to say the export. Just remember that it was banned away. Something for Aran.
The Gwyn?
Does he play Benedetta?
Benedetta.
No win.
It's gonna be Yu Zhong instead, so
Jungle
still
roll.
aggressive, but not as annoying in a split push context. And they go for the Valentina as well. Solid dive composition. Everyone moving forward right here. How will RRQ respond? Do they want to get some kind of tool for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, Minotaur's already really good disengage, right? Really good counter engage as well. If Aura Fire want to dive. RQ now, all they're lacking is that jungle position. At this point, I think a safe pick would be something like the Martis.
Yeah.
But we do have a comment here from Flap TZ. To be honest, I believe RK Hoshi is a strong team. However, they still need to focus and train more because they are still new and their chemistry is not yet solid. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But this is their journey. This is the journey that they need to go through, their arc.
Well, you know,
In
Eterna, Rome wasn't built in a day, so...
So if Aura wins this,
Alright.
does that mean that Rome will be built in a day? Because it took them a day to adapt from yesterday to today.
That's true. But you know
That's
what is
right.
also true? Fredrin Jungle for RRQ.
That is pretty true.
I think it's a great pick. It provides the kind of quick shot engage potential, and Irad is lethal on this Fredrin. I'm just concerned about him trying to catch someone and everyone just flying away on the guiding wind, man. Nothing was gonna stop Aura from doing that.
That's why I would have preferred the Martis.
That's a fair point, Eterna.
The Martis is scary though, right? Because from Aura they have so much damage already. If RQ pick the Martis, it's giving away Decimate to Valentina, who can just execute everyone. We did see that as well from K's. That's how they were able to beat Gugun's Martis. It's tough.
It truly is. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the deciding match. Will RQ come back and move this to a best of 3 series? Or will Aura Fire be able to take this 2-0? Welcome to the Land of Dawn for game number 2 between the Red Dragons and the Soldiers of the Kingdom.
The last time Aura were able to beat RRQ was in Season 10. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be only their second time since Season 4.
A long record for it to be shattered, but Irad and Fredrin clearing fast, we'll have to see. It's going for the concussive blast, which is a trend these days for the faster clear. Clearing just becomes that much more important these days. But Skylar going with the Brave Smite, probably going for a tanky build instead. In the mid lane though, this trio is gonna be decisive in this, deciding who's gonna arrive on the fights faster.
Oh, the damage coming in from Octa though, like despite the maneuverability coming in from the Matilda, from Yawi, and the fact that they can clear a lot quicker, Octa's damage is still there. It can't be denied in the mid lane.
Well, in this game though, RRQ has a lot more tools to try and make plays happen in the early game. We already mentioned the combo between the Fredrin and the Valentina. It is absolutely lethal, and this means that Irad can be a lot more active here in the earlier levels instead of just power farming until the turtle spawns. Already going for an invade, but is he gonna get punished for it?
Not yet.
Oh, he just leaves it. Okay, he backs away knowing, spotting due to the information of his teammates, but now they're prepping for a trap here. I believe they do get spotted.
You know, bit of poke over towards Gogun, but the Guiding Wind just gets him to safety very easily. 3 QCs, by the way, for Aura. So, already on top of the Guiding Wind mobility, they're so mobile.
And even for RRQ, by the way, again with the bold decisions here, no purifiers whatsoever. They feel like it won't be necessary. They're gonna just meet Aura with brute force, and now with the turtle already here, Aura once again are the ones proactively just looking for info, controlling.
Black Dragon form, Yawi already spotting everybody as well. Don trying to look for an angle to initiate Minion's Fury. That was stolen away, and now it's going to be Gogun who secures it. A Furious Dive and a Petrify, and now into the Detonus Welcome. A beautiful combination of skills to lock Irad down. And that's exactly what they did. 1,000 gold lead already built up for Aura.
3 minutes in. Just 3 minutes. And Irad gets taken out in the first. That was really good execution coming in from Aura Fire.
Interesting. That's painful because, you know, RRQ, they're intending on snowballing. They have two bargain hunters on their emblems right here, Brusco and Octa. They're trying to scale up and make the plays happen earlier on before it becomes a team thing, a 5v5 roaming squad kind of deal, because that's where it gets a bit more difficult for RRQ. For now, they can still try and play with the skirmishes, but look at Yawi on the Matilda, man. The fact that he can be so mobile, yet so safe, especially with the Wilderness Blessing and the agility, he's just zooming around, getting info, getting shielding, getting damage. That's why this hero is just so annoying to deal with.
That's why when you mentioned like the early game of RRQ, sure, I get it because of the damage, but in terms of mobility, setup, and rotations, because of the Matilda, Aura Fire, I do believe, has a little bit of an edge in this early game, and we see it actually come through. They're able to set up a lot quicker, they're able to make a lot more ganks happen, but here it is.
We're gonna go all onto Gogun, even a Minion's Fury. Good Detonus Welcome to get him out. Circling Eagle by Yawi onto Brusco, forcing him to flicker out, and Aura gets out safely. By the way, do want to mention, wait, Yehezkiel? In that bush, Irad wants to dash for sure, but Yehezkiel has more dashes. Back to the emblems. Actually notice that for Gogun, he always takes a particular set of emblems here. Thrill. So on the Akai and on the Barats, we did see in game 1, Irad didn't go for the Thrill. So it's something that's like peculiar about Gogun. And so far, both games, he did secure first turtle with that Thrill. So that base damage doing him a lot.
Especially on a hero like the Barats with a lot of built-in extra stats with the stacks, with the passive. Definitely works out well, but it might be a personal preference kind of deal. Back to the turtle setup again though. Dawn is just trying to find vision, but he can't really do much on his CC.
No, not much. Zoned away instantly by the Black Dragon form in Irad as well. Not even going to contest this time. RRQ are playing the passive game now. Oh, even in the gold lane, Kabuki winning out against Skylar. Very aggressive though. Brusco comes in. A good sliding tackle to stun Brusco up. No Minion's Fury, and also Yawi rotated up. Does he already have Flask? He might be. Turtle Guard, he has skill. Ooh, flickers out of the Appraiser's Wrath, just barely.
No, he doesn't. Not yet.
Okay, so it was just a shield from the Guiding Wind.
Yeah.
And it's already so massive. I don't think he's going to be forced to rush it either, although he might. But again, the same issue for RRQ persists here in game number 2. The bulk of their engages are started by the Fredrin or by the Valentina, and none of them are just significant enough to actually secure the kill before they can fly out on the guiding wind. So now for RRQ, I think they have to just wait for the objective and then decide on save the resources for moments like that where they can for sure predict where Aura is going to be.
Oh, Yaoi's going back in.
Or not.
Or not. They're waiting for the time, they're waiting for that.
Irad taunts in front of Praise. Oh my god, Yaoi got deleted by Irad! A 3-man Minus Fury under the turret. Wow! A beautiful counter initiation from RRQ. And even a trade down below. Dawn, Octa flicker, terrifying, and a knockup too! An amazing read from Octa on this Vexana.
Beautiful 3-4-0 trade with Dawn in the bottom lane as well. And it looks like RRQ are going to be able to munch their way in that top turret. And that's it. It's a momentum shift for RRQ Hoshi.
It's one moment out of nowhere there. It's so ideal for them that Yaoi was the first target. And man, E1 wasn't even that low and he just immediately destroyed Yaoi's health bar, man. He got basically one-shot by that Appraiser's Wrath. Of course, with the help of everyone else. But that is something that most likely will not happen again. Yaoi will be on his toes this time.
Definitely will. Skylar already picking up a next item here. But remember, Gugun is ahead in one level. Do they want to go for this? It looks like they do.
Yeah, skill knocked up, has a Minus Fury right now. Irad Appraiser's Wrath again! This time onto Yehezkiel. Black Dragon form is Dawn. Pops into Vengeance in the back line. 1v4. An interesting decision by Dawn that will not go his way. It's Kabuki who punishes him, but RRQ do not let it go in vain. They get a turret in the mid lane for the trade of Dawn.
And it looks like they're going to be able to get their hands on the next neutral objective as well. So that is going to be Dawn traded in for a tower in the mid side, giving them a little bit more room to play with in terms of rotations.
Kabuki?
And that anchor in the mid lane, but what?
Flicker out, Skylar. All right, they decided to back off both. Gugun has rotated as well, but they did burn out a Flicker from Kabuki. That's massive.
I wonder what happens in between games, man, because RRQ, they're looking a lot more alert, a lot more decisive.
Definitely.
And they are making full use of the bushes. Unlike game number 1. In game 1, they seem to be desperate, like running straight towards Aura. Now, they're just pre-positioning into these situations where they can just get an easy access towards Kabuki, towards Yehezkiel. And it's working out great for them.
Audience prediction has shifted a little bit though here. 69% this time around.
Nice.
A little bit less than it was in game number 1 with Aura grasping a little bit more, what do you call it? Hope, faith.
Right, a bit more, what, good faith?
Yeah.
Not quite sure, but you know, Aura can still prove everyone wrong so far. But look at RRQ, man. They're already setting up on the other side of the map. They want to make sure that they have the setup advantage this time. Because if it's an even setup advantage, I do believe that for now, Aura does have a bit of an advantage.
Okay, Dawn in the bottom lane has the Vengeance back up right now. Guiding Wind ready. Kabuki finds the turret. It's traded for, I believe, a tier 2 up top. There's Skylar doing the same thing with the help of Octa and Brusco. Gugun's got to be careful. He doesn't even have the big guy stacks. Look at him. He's a small dinosaur in a world of knockups. 2 knockups, Brusco and Octa, and that will mean that the purple buff will be going to the hands of Irad.
Resources are being taken away from Aura left and right here. With Kabuki now only at 3 items.
They're still building towards the 4-3 items. And on the other side, for Bruno, it's a lot faster with the House Claws and the Berserker's Fury. He has spiked a lot harder just as of right now. And keep in mind, the Flash of the Oasis competed for Yaoi, but not for Brusco. So the next fight is going to be a lot tankier. Well, Aura is going to be a lot tankier than RRQ would expect unless they spot that difference. So they might want to be a bit more careful in how they want to approach this. Because I don't think Dawn can zone the whole team like last time.
This is scary.
Very scary. Kabuki has the House Claws though. Black Dragon formed by Aran. Let's see how they respond to this. Dawn in the back line right now. Saraz's going to be able to win out the Retribution battle. Kabuki still free hitting in the back right now. That's going to be the Vengeance from the side of Dawn to keep him alive. Brusco taken out right now as Aran jumps into the back. Skylar still able to kite away. Gugun 1 HP. Irad chasing him, knocking him up. A few of the shots and a taunt locking him down. Guiding Wind bringing it down. But RRQ did secure the neutral objective and a better trade.
Definitely a 2-for-1, only losing Brusco in everything that just occurred. Lord is going to be marching down there in the top side. And finally, Brusco has the flask. So when he comes back, when he comes into the... Oh no, Irad? Do they want to go for this? No, they don't. They're going to wait for the Lord first.
Now, this is a scary situation, man. RRQ with forward momentum and with Irad just having a advantage. Irad is standing there, and I believe he has the blade armor, so he was actually dealing damage to Kabuki. Funnily enough, RRQ, can they try and get something more right here? They don't have great siege, and I think they will back away.
They're waiting. Lord is still marching there in the top side. Hasn't quite arrived just yet. RRQ going to be able to get that buff away from Aura first. Buy them a little bit more time. But here it is. Octa looking for an angle. Will Yaoi be able to make a play?
We'll see, not the big playmaker that we expect usually. That's a two-man Kabuki knocked up, still able to survive. Go good. Detonus welcome onto Irad, locking him down. Minions Fury from the side of Brusco, diving into the base turret right now as Irad's going to be able to taunt Yaoi. Appraiser's drag dodged away from Gugun. Good movements back to the Oasis, giving around enough HP. The guiding win with the Furious dive defensively, and they have defended, only losing one base turret.
Man, that's a long, drawn-out fight, and yet no casualties. Great plays from both teams, particularly Brusco, trying to zone everyone with the Minuan Fury. And for the side of Aura, man, they were trying to zone, push back Skylar, but with that build, with the Brave Smite, it seems like a lot of marksmen right now are just completely comfortable, just sitting right in front of their opposing team, and they think they'll make it out.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, while we're on a little bit of a break here, go ahead and get that code on the GoPay app. Pulsatarmura. It's available only for the first 30 people. And you know what? I'm one of them, so you guys need to get that as soon as possible.
That's cheating, man.
It's okay.
Well, we'll have to see, man. But, you know, make sure you use GoPay to get full value, because RRQ is definitely trying to do so. And keep in mind, Skylar is going for a full damage build. He does not have the Brute Force Breastplate. He does not have the Thunderbelt, so he is going to be a bit squishier, and that is something that can be punished.
Gugun super tanky. So soaking it in, red tree from Irad, only from Irad. Interesting choice, knowing that Lord is going to be spawning now. I thought that would do more damage, but his heal just tanked it up like a boss.
Like a boss. Well, Don, which means boss in some cultures, he's gonna have the advantage on the other side of the map. And for now, I think RRQ is trying to bait for a fight, man. I don't think they're actually trying to go for a 50-50 here. They have the level advantage, the gold advantage, and this is what they want. Something to entice Aura to overextend and commit to a fight.
They're doing the exact same thing that Aura did to them in game number 1. Exactly the same. Look at the way that they're playing.
No ult on Dawn. Yehezkiel has him in his Fury. Gugun walking forward, circling Eagle on the Skyline with the Black Dragon form, following it up. Yehezkiel, Minus Fury, Appraiser's Smash not connecting around in the back line and in a 2v1, but it's going to be Dawn doing the same thing, but winning this time around. Aran still with the help of the guiding win. Yaoi very low, still running away. The last hit not able to connect, as that's also Kabuki and Yehezkiel versus Irad. A flicker backwards, but Dawn finds the winning play with Octa. Now it's only one. The Black Dragon, Aran, in the base against 4 members, and RRQ are deciding 2 members in the mid, the other 2 trying to end. Aran clearing the wave. Dawn still in the front, giving Skylar enough room to go for the stack. 6 seconds for Gugun. They're still trying to clear the wave in the mid lane now. RRQ looking for a possible end angle. Gugun's back up. Minion wave up top. They should be able to get a base turret, but I'm not too sure if they made the right call. The Lord was up for grabs for free.
But they didn't go for it. They wanted to go for an end, but they weren't able to do that. The death timers worked perfectly in favor of Aura Fire, and now RRQ have to go in for the reset on the Lord once again with all 5 members back up.
But this might just be part of the plan. RRQ, they need this Lord up to bait Aura out again. So going for the base turret, now they have Prio in the lanes. Now they can try and force Aura to an even worse fight. And it can be just this exact same story. Irad and Dawn just zoning the whole backline and making sure that Skylar and Brusco just do their thing and survive in the back. We'll have to see, man. Aura, can Gugun do it for his team?
The Lord is already a quarter of HP. Dawn is trying to go in that mid lane. Yaoi fast with the Oasis with the guiding win.
He's not 15 yet.
Them back up. Not 15, you're right. Irad has a level advantage. Black Dragon form. Here it is. Appraiser's Wrath with the combo and the Retribution. Around in the back, Gugun trying to save the back line. Meanwhile, they're all trying to dive Kabuki. Iran in the front also with the Minute's Fury used up by Yehezkiel. Kabuki is still there, kiting away now with the flash of the Oasis, but Yaoi sacrifices his life. Skylar finds a double. It's only Iran, and Skylar's hungry for some dragons. Iran picks up the last kill in this game. That's 15-4 in 15 minutes and 40 seconds. They find the Lord and everything. RRQ prolongs the series. We're going to get a third game.
Welcome to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Woo. RRQ with the wiped out in the last second of that series. Hey Rash, it looks like we're going to game number 3, bro.
Game 3 is what it's all about. Man, that was intense.
That was a different RRQ.
They let go the Mathilda, man.
That was, wow.
And they won.
What happened between games? Because it seemed like they were not informed. It seemed like they weren't communicating. But then they let go the Mathilda and they just wreck Aura. And essentially did, like you mentioned, Eterna, what Aura did to them.
Yeah.
Making a statement.
It was like a flick of a switch. It was beautiful. It was more coordinated. RRQ performed much better. And I'm wondering if that is what happens when you take certain heroes away from Aura. Are they so
mainly
reliant on those heroes that they can't perform otherwise?
So far, it does seem to be true. He was
Aran?
given the Bruno again. And we did see what the Bruno